This is the best mob XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock 2024. In 1 hour of using this farm, I got 12.5 stacks of gunpowder, 15 stacks of bones and arrows, and over 36 stacks of rotten flesh. Without further ado, here's the materials list. And let's get straight into the video. There's only 4 days left to enter the giveaway for the custom piece of BlazedMC merch. The entries close December 24th, 2024, so if you're seeing this after that date, enjoy the video. Now, right before we get into the farm, the first thing you want to make sure is that your game is on a simulation distance of 4 chunks. If you can't change this, just go save and quit, and then you can go into your settings there and change it to 4 chunks. As well, do not build over top of a river because mobs cannot spawn in rivers. Now, the first thing I'm going to have you guys do is build up approximately 50 blocks into the air. You can be a little under or over, it's not super important. I'm going to use scaffolding, but if you want to use something like ladders and blocks or water elevator, anything like that, that is okay as well. If you're wondering why we build 50 blocks up off the ground, here's a little demonstration. This green sphere is where mobs are not able to spawn because they are too close to the player. In between the green and the red is where mobs can spawn, and then outside of red is outside of simulation distance 4. We build up off the ground because, as you can see, the red sphere is not touching the ground, so no mobs are going to be able to spawn here. And you can see this as well. All of the mobs on the ground, when I fly up closer to my AFK spot, they despawn. So none of the mobs on the ground are going to be interfering with the rates inside of the farm. So now that you understand that, come to the top of your pillar and go out 2 blocks in any one of the 4 directions. And this second block here is going to be the first layer of the farm. So this is going to be where it is. Now, from this block, you want to go 8 blocks in both of these directions. And then you want to go 16 blocks away from your scaffolding. Now fill it in to make one big platform. And once you have that platform done, what you want to do is come back to the start here and count in 8 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And all in this 8th block, you want to dig out a 3x3 square right in the middle. And if I fly up, you can see that is directly in the middle here. And if you want to count, there should be 7 blocks out to all 4 of these directions. Really quickly, you're seeing 2 schematics on your screen right now. If you care, you can replace the layers with the blocks in this order to increase the rate to the farm. It is optional, however, and you definitely don't have to do it. The next thing you want to do is come to the edge and you want to make a 2-high wall around this platform. I'm going to use glass because I like to be able to see inside, but of course you can use any material that you want for this. From here, once you have your wall made, what you want to do is take scaffolding and you want to place 1 piece of scaffolding over every single one of these blocks. Now remember, this is the best mob XP farm that was found in 2024. It has the best rates, so you guys are definitely going to want to check this one out. Now, once you've got all that scaffolding placed down, what you want to do is place 3 temporary blocks on any of the scaffolding. And then you want to place down some fence gates. You might have to crouch in it like this to place them down. You want to place down 9 fence gates in the middle, and then you can break that middle one because you actually only need 8 of them. Now go ahead and open all of them up like that so mobs can flow through, but water is not able to flow through, and you can break those blocks. Now for this part, I would highly recommend you guys come off to the side and make yourself an infinite water source because we are going to need quite a few buckets of water for this. There we go. What you want to do is take 1 bucket of water and place it on each block around the edge, so it all flows towards that middle 3 blocks there. As you can see now, I have all the water flowing towards the middle, so all of the mobs are actually going to spawn inside of the scaffolding, and then the water is still going to push them towards the center. So the second they spawn in, they are instantly going to be pushed towards the middle, wasting no time for the dying process. And that is exactly why this farm is so efficient, and exactly why you have to stick around until the end of the video. Now 1 layer is okay, but I would highly recommend making more layers, and for this farm you can make up to 8 layers, which produces a ton of loot. So I would recommend doing that. To start your second layer, all you need to do is go up 1 block like that. You want to leave 1 block above the water there, and then you can go ahead and do this whole thing again. All right, so I finished building my 8 layers. I decided to go with the max amount. The next thing we're going to do is work on the killing chamber for the mobs. So for this, you want to come over to your pillar up, and you want to count down 8 blocks. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on this 8th block right here, you want to bridge underneath your 3x3 square. Now, once you get under here, the first thing I'm going to have you guys do is make the killing chamber for the mobs. And this is going to be 3 blocks down. Now, again, this doesn't have to be glass. It can be any block. I just like to see the mobs going down the chamber. Now, once you've placed down all of those blocks, go down 1 block and then place 1 on the inside there. And you want to place 9 blocks here. And again, this can be any type of block. Now we're actually going to build up with some temporary blocks and temporarily break these bottom 2 rows, because the next thing we're going to work on is the trident killer for the farm. So for this, what you want to do is make a row of temporary blocks around this 3x3 square. And then you want to take solid blocks, ones that are not temporary, and you want to put them around that ring of temporary squares, if that makes sense. Just like that. Now on all these temporary blocks, you want to place down 2 pistons right there. Turn and place 2, turn and place 2, and turn and place 2, just like that. Then take an observer and place it leading into that piston, so the red dot is backwards, and then place 1 leading into that observer, so the air is facing into this piston. And again, do that for all 4 of the corners. There we go. Now behind the 2 pistons, you want to place redstone. Place 1 more piece of redstone behind that, and then take a redstone comparator and place it down facing in that direction. And then for one final time, do that for all the sides. Now from here, jump inside. You want to place down 3 pieces of carpet there, along with up to 4 tridents inside of here. The more you have, the quicker the mobs are going to die, but 1 would be plenty efficient. And finally, once you have all of that, you can just go ahead and fill in your chamber blocks again, because the trident killer is done. Now to turn it on and off, what you want to do is place a block right here, place down a lever, and then when you flick this on and off, it should be going in a continuous circle like this. And now finally, you can come down here and just remove all of your temporary blocks, or you can keep them, doesn't really matter. Now coming underneath of this 3x3 square, you want to copy that same thing down here at our walking level. And then I'm also just going to extend it there so I don't fall off and die. Now on this back corner, you want to place down 2 chests there, 2 right there, and 2 like that. And then you want to do the same thing right here. And of course, this storage system, can be expanded or shrunk however much you want. Now from here, what you want to do is place a row of hoppers right there, and then place a rail on both of those sides with 2 hopper minecarts. Crouch and break the rail. And then you want to take these hopper minecarts and just kind of nudge them until they're over top of this one and this one to make sure all of the items, don't fall off, to make sure all of the items are distributed evenly. There you go, something like that. And now go ahead and do that exact same thing, but on this row of hoppers right here. Now that you're done with the trident killer, the final thing we need to do for this farm is climb all the way back up to the top, and I'm actually going to continue my scaffolding up there. And now once you get up here, we are now going to work on the roof for the farm. So for the start, obviously you want to make the exact same roof that we've been making the entire time, but we're also going to extend it outwards to make sure that the entire farm is dark and works during daytime as well. So what you want to do is place 1 block on the corner right there, and then go 12 blocks out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the same thing in this direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you want to do that exact same thing on the opposite corner. 10, 11, 12, there we go. And now from that block there to that block there, you want to make 1 massive roof over top of this. And this can be any solid block that you want. Make sure it's not transparent like glass or leaves. Once you have that roof done, you're going to see that the entire farm is dark and mobs should start to spawn on the inside, as you can see there. Now again though, we don't want mobs to spawn on the ground, and we don't want mobs to spawn on the top here. So what you want to do is take a ton of torches and spread them out over top of the entire roof. All right, so all the torches are placed on the roof now. The other place I'd recommend you guys place torches is around your chest area. Obviously, some mobs don't spawn here and kill you. Now, the final thing we're going to work on is the AFK platform for the farm. What you want to do is come somewhere in the middle, doesn't really matter, and you want to build 25 blocks away from the farm. 24, 25, and again, the reason we AFK at this distance is so all of the mobs are in between that green sphere and this red sphere over here. Now, of course, you can pretty up your AFK platform however you want. I'm just going to build something like this. Doesn't really matter what you do. You're just going to want to stand here when you want to use the farm. Now, as you can see, by me just standing back here, a ton of mobs have already started spawning and falling down into this trident killer here. Obviously, you're going to be standing over there, but when you want to collect the XP, all you have to do is run down your path here. Let me go into Let me go into survival mode just to show you guys how this works. You stand here, you collect the XP, and then obviously all of the drops are going down inside of these chests here. Also, 2 more things really quickly. If you're going to leave the area, make sure to turn the Trident Killer off, otherwise your Trident might disappear. And also, if you're the one to throw down the Trident, you can hold out a Looting 3 sword, and since you threw down the Trident, the Looting 3 effect will be applied, and you will get Looting 3 drops. There you go, that is it for the best mob XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock 1.21 of 2024. Again, make sure to join the giveaway, you have 4 days left, and if you're seeing this after that, have a great morning, evening, or night. BlazedMC out.